And then you have someone like Shahid Bolsen, or you can call him Shahid Bolstein, who his channel is blowing up. Shahid Bolstein, his channel is just blowing up, more and more followers. Who knows where these followers are coming from, who find his political analysis just so on point. So on point. He says things like Iran and Israel are actually friends behind the scenes. It's all just political theater. He's been saying this for months. He says that the real enemies of Israel, the colonial project of Israel, the real enemies are who? UAE and Saudi. They're the real enemies. Because when you normalize with Israel, that's economic warfare. You're economically conquering Israel if you normalize with Israel. That proves that the UAE and Saudi are actually the enemies of Israel. But Iran is the friend of Israel. They have all of these deals together. And it's a symbiotic relationship. This is what Bolsen says. And that's how sophisticated this kind of Hasbara or influence operation really is. The Hasbara is so sophisticated that someone like Bolsen will openly speak as if he's against Israel. No, I don't like Israel. Israel is a colonial genocidal state. He will say that, but his underlying message is serving Israel's overall mission, which is to normalize with its neighbors and entrench its power in the Middle East, entrench its power in the neighboring Arab countries through the Abraham Accords. That's their mission. So it doesn't matter how you get to that point. It doesn't matter how you're able to achieve that. Just say whatever you need to say. Say whatever you need to say to run this psyop, to run this influence operation. You have Muslims who are listening to Shahid Bolstein think, wow, yeah, that's true. We should support normalization with Israel. Wow, we should back the UAE and Saudi and stop criticizing them, because that's what Bolstein says. Don't criticize the UAE and Saudi. But Bolstein doesn't use the rhetoric of Rabbi Faris. When Rabbi Faris says, don't criticize the UAE and Saudi, he uses the rhetoric of Wahhabism, Madkhalism. He cites a hadith and misuses the hadith to give this false, deviant interpretation that on a religious basis, on an Islamic basis, we shouldn't criticize the UAE and Saudi. Bolstein doesn't do that, because Bolstein is not targeting the Salafi crowd. He's not targeting that demographic. Bolstein says, no. He puts it in terms of being anti-colonial, being anti-capitalist. If we want to destroy the capitalist colonial state of Israel, we need to normalize relations with them. And we shouldn't criticize them, because if you criticize the UAE, you don't understand the 5D chess that is being played by MBZ, or the 5D chess that's being played by MBS against the Israeli powers. We, us mere mortals, we just don't have the capability, the IQ to understand the moves that are being made in Dubai and Riyadh. We can't comprehend. So don't criticize. This is way beyond your pay grade, but just trust the plan. This is the economic conquest of Israel. This is what he peddles. This is what someone like Bolstein peddles. It's the same slop. It's the same Hasbara slop, except it's targeting a different demographic.